A Twinkl original. Doris the Loris. Doris the Loris was a storyteller. From true stories to adventure stories and silly stories to love stories, Doris had a story for everyone. Every evening, Cam the cuckoo sang to announce that story time was about to begin. Creatures from all around came to Doris's tree and waited for her words to spark their imaginations. Late one afternoon, Putu the pangolin was on his way to story time. He spotted Gita the gibbon up in the trees. "Why don't you join us for a story, Gita?" Putu asked. "Doris will sweep you away on adventures that you've never dreamed of." "I've told you before, swinging is all the adventure I need," said Gita. "Stories are boring." "I will change your mind one day," said Putu as he trotted off. Doris told an exciting tale of a tiger who had bravely rescued its friend from a rushing river. "Great story," said Putu afterward. "It's a shame that I couldn't persuade Gita to come and listen." "She never stopped swinging long enough to hear the whole story," said Doris. "If only we could find a way to take a story to her." "It's funny you should say that," squawked Heart of the Hornbill. "I wish that I could take your stories home to settle my babies at night. I can never remember the endings." They headed off on their way, but an idea was forming in Doris's mind. She needed to find a way for her friends to take her stories with them wherever they went. Early the next morning, Doris headed off to put her plan into action. She found a big green leaf on the forest floor. "I wonder," thought Doris. Doris tried to make marks on the leaf using mud, but it was too oozy. She tried to sketch marks using a stick, but the leaf kept tearing. Then Doris noticed some purple berries lying on the ground. A feather floated down from a nest above, and she knew what to do. Doris spent the rest of the day working hard to create her first 3 books. To start with, she wrote an adventure story for Gita. It was about a gibbon setting a world record for swinging from the tallest tree. Next, she wrote a rhyming story about rhinos to give to the baby hornbills. Finally, she wrote a nonfiction book about Putu's favorite tree, the rainbow eucalyptus. She delivered the books and hoped that their readers would be as excited as she was. The next day, Doris had a surprise visitor. "Putu was right," said Gita. "Your stories aren't boring. It's great being able to read them on the go. Do you have any more?" Just then, Harta flew past. "Thank you for the story, Doris," he shrieked. "My babies have never slept so well. Do you have any more?" A smile began to creep across Doris's face. No one saw Doris for days, except for the glowworms, whose light helped her to work through the night. Then one evening, Cam's call floated across the rainforest again. "Story time!" called Putu, running towards Doris's tree with a host of other creatures. He was pleased to see that Gita was singing along with them. But Doris was nowhere to be seen. Instead, there was a sign on the door. "Library this way." The creatures found Doris waiting for them all to arrive. And there, in the tree beside her, were hundreds and hundreds of books. Every story that Doris had ever told was captured on beautiful green leaves, along with some brand new ones. "You can come and borrow them whenever you like," said Doris. "Then when you've finished, just bring them back for someone else to read." Doris became the first ever rainforest author and librarian. She had found her dream job, bringing happiness to all of her friends every day through the magic of reading. The creatures were thrilled, and the new rainforest library was soon buzzing with readers. There was a book for everyone. For more Twinkl originals, head to twinkl.com.